So initially, I did a book review on Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And if you haven't checked out that book as of yet, I would encourage you to do so. The Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, the foundation of that is just giving you a general concept on how the rich think versus how the poor think. Now, when I say poor, it's not to say, just, someone that you would see like on a corner or something that just, generally in a bad circumstance, but how the low income to like the middle class would think per se towards a wealthy individual or a rich individual. So if you start off with that book, which is my opinion, the foundation, I think it'll move you into the cash flow quadrant easier so you can understand the concept, shall I say. Now, getting right into it. So the quadrant itself. If you look at the quadrant, the E is on the top left, the B is on the top right. The S is on the bottom left, the I is on the bottom right. Now, what those letters stand for, the E itself is an employee. You have a job. The S is a small business owner. Similar, you own a job. The B, you own a system. The I, you own investments. Now, getting into the E, the employee. Generally, the way that you're going to make an income, you're going to trade time for money. So you're going to go to somebody's establishment, and if it's full time, you're going to work that 40 hours per week. If it's part time, you're going to work, less than 40 hours per week, whatever the number may be on a part-time basis. But you have to go to that job, you have to go to that corporation, whatever the brand may be, and you got to show up continuously if you want to earn your paycheck per Friday, per every other Friday, whatever your payment schedule is for you to get paid. If you don't make it to work, you don't make money. Simple as that. So, if you have a family or some individual that you take care of, guess what? It just made the stress on you that much more tougher because, hey, how are you going to get that money to come in? You still got to do what you got to do. You still got your responsibilities. You still want to live your life. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. Go where you want to go. Spend time with those loved ones of yours, your friends. Just live your lifestyle. How you going to do that? If you don't go to work and don't receive a paycheck, it's going to be pretty tough to do. So generally, someone who's an employee, most of the time, sometimes it could be a little different, but generally, that person is going to have one stream of income. That's always dangerous because, like I say, if you don't go to work or something happens to you, some type of disaster, what money is coming in? You're stuck, per se. Unless someone helps you out, someone say, hey, whatever the person name is, here's a helping hand. It's going to be tough, man. There's other routes that you can take that you won't find yourself in that type of position. And we're going to find it. The next one, or next letter, per se, that we're going to get into is better than the E, the employee. It's not the best, but it's a step better. So, the S is a small business owner. You're still trading time for money per se. You own the job. That's the difference. When you was an employee, you didn't own the job. The corporation or the organization, whatever you was going to, clocking time for, owned that particular opportunity that they granted you, so you can become an employee and work for them. Now, when you're a small business owner, you own a job. Whatever that brand is that you created, that company, that's yours. So usually we're thinking about, or we should be thinking about, small mom and pops type situation. Same individuals all the time that you see when you walk into that pizza restaurant, or that corner store. I don't know where you may be listening and what type of environment you're from. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. So in a lot of areas, as well as though you go into the communities, you have all these storefronts. So typically a type of establishment like that where you would go in and it's just 1 to 2, maybe 3 people just working in. It's continuous basis. If they don't show up, same thing with the job. They don't get paid. They didn't earn any money for that particular day. So that job owns that particular individual or individuals who are running that particular store. So still trading time for money is just one step better, as well as though the people or individual who are running the small business, they own the actual store, but they're still in the same position as an employee. They have to show up or they're not getting paid. Only difference is the small business owner is signing their own checks, but they still got to show up every day. Now, that's on the left side of the quadrant. Again, the E, the employee, top left, the S, the small business owner, bottom left. The small business owner is just one step better than the employee. It's whereas though they actually own the job, or they own the corporation, or they own the company that they're working for. As far as the employee, someone else has afforded them the opportunity to make an income, to make a living. Now, let's jump on the right side of the quadrant. It's where I love to be. It's where the rich and wealthy people love to be. This is where the entrepreneurs like to be and want to be. This is where you should be at. This is where you should want to be at. So let's start off in that top right corner, the B. Now these people, these are the big business owners. Now usually in big business, you think about like a Fortune 500 company or something like that, maybe 500 employees or more if I'm correct. But even without the 500 employees, if you just had a system, because a business owner bigger than a small business owner, as well as they're going to afford someone the opportunity to work for them. They own a system. They don't actually have to be there per se every day, in and out, to make sure the company works or runs to make a profit. Whatever the case may be, by them selling products or providing a service. I sell products, clothes, potions and lotions, food. I got a grocery store, some scenario, restaurant. I'm providing you something, as well as though you can spend your money. I'm going to put something right in your hand, or you can take away and walk with it, as opposed to a service. I'm about to do something for you, Hey, you ain't got to clean that. I'll clean it for you. Or I'll take you here, providing you a service, per se, something like Uber, cable. I'm providing you something. You can't put it in your hand, but something that you're going to experience. So That's what a business owner, a bigger business owner per se, they have a system in place that provides products or services, and they can walk away from it, and the system is still functioning so they can make a profit from it. They don't have to work for the money. Now, they're going to put in some energy per se. Of course, they have to build a brand. They have to get the company. They have to, make it all come together. But nothing like the small business owners, whereas they're every day. Hey, they're doing this, they're doing that. Something happens to the owner, the small business owner per se. Guess what? Just like the employee, they couldn't show up, like I said earlier, mentioned earlier. Now they can't make a living. They can't make the income. So you want to be or aspire to be, put you on that right track to wealth or to richness, to put you on that right track, rather, would be to, in some type of way, own a business or get you in a position as well as though you can own a business one day. Now, let's go to the last part of the quadrant, the bottom right, the I. Investments. Whoa, that's the big one. So when you think about investments, or how I think about investments, or how I want you to think about investments, if you listen to me, passive income. So with the business, that was more so active income. You was actively involved per se, very much so with the small business. You're very actively involved. But with the business, just going back to that quadrant for a brief second, with the B, you're there sometimes to make sure everything is running right. Hey, how's this going? How's accounting going? How's marketing going? Logistics, whatever the case may be. So you're there making sure everything is functioning, but you're not a one-man show trying to do everything by yourself, not a one-man band, or I could say that analogy and terminology so you can try to get the picture. You have help. So with the I, getting back to the I, it's investments, passive income, real estate, stocks, royalties. I've done something one time per se, or I bought something that's going to passively give me money over the time to come, a long period of time, hopefully. So I'm going to have my money working for me. I love to use, that terminology. Make your money work for you. As an employee, you're working for your money. As a small business owner, you're working for your money. As a business owner, you create a system that produces your money. As an investor, you put your money someplace and that money turns into an employee. It's working for you. So you want to be on the right side of the quadrant. Now, you may be on the left side of the quadrant. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that is if you intend to stay on the left side of the quadrant. This is Entrepreneurstreet. What that means is this brand entails growth. Doesn't matter where you start. What we're focused on is where we're going to be, where we're going. So if you are that employee, if you are that small business owner, what you need to be focused on is informing yourself, equipping yourself with the knowledge needed so you can get on the right side. and be that better income producer for your family, for your friends, and start generating generational wealth, a legacy. Start being that person in your community that say, hey, look at that person. Used to be right here. Now he's there. How do you do it? And you can explain to them what I just explained to you. Take care.